Interesting report on a town just actually several miles from where we live in Mexico and the Caribbean coast in the state of Quintana Roo. Don Juan Chuc, estimated to be at 120 years of age, died in the town of San Andres. What is interesting is this gentleman typifies those Maya that do not drink or either alcohol or Coca-Colas and get diabetes, that they can live an incredibly long time and not have things like gray hair or a series of heart and blood pressure problems. This is primarily caused by what I call the Maya longevity diet, in eating simple foods, fruits, vegetables, not much meat. Everything is pretty much fresh and freshly prepared, as well as supplemented by jungle fruits and vegetables and sometimes meat. So the diet is one component. The other is the work ethic, where this gentleman, even though he was approaching well over 100 years of age, he worked in his fields every day. In fact, his family members would have to try to stop him, and he would find ways to get around them, and then of course they would always find him out working in his fields. And the third was that the stress level on these particular Indians is very low because they live a very simple life and do not pursue status and wealth, which has very little meaning for them. So this gentleman was estimated to be 120 years old, which would have possibly made him the oldest person in the world. He is known to be the oldest person living in the Zona Maya, the area of Quintana Roo. Quintana Roo is the same state that Cancun is in. Is he the oldest man in the world? Tough to say, because when he was born there were no birth certificates, and Quintana Roo wasn't even a part of Mexico then. In fact, they were engaged in a civil war in essence, or not a civil war back then. It would have been a Maya nation versus the Mexico-Spanish nation, and so it probably cannot be verified that he is the oldest man in the world, but it certainly would come close. And I've noticed this in a number of Maya that do not drink and get alcohol problems, or do not drink Coca-Cola and sweets and do not develop diabetes. These individuals can live to be well over 100 years old.